Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Oh man, let me tell you, I was sitting right here in my old recliner the other day, sipping on a tall glass of sweet tea with a little lemon squeezed in, just like my mama used to make, when I stumbled across this juicy new update about General Hospital. I couldn't help but grin and lean forward because these writers have done it again. They've gone and shaken things up in Port Charles in the best way possible. They've Sorazed young Scout Kane, and let me tell you, it's a big one. One day she's just a sweet little girl running around, and now, boom, they've aged her up into a full-blown teenager. Starting this July, we're going to see Caden Brenna Tokarski step into those shoes, and I have a feeling she's going to bring a whole lot of fire with her. I've been watching this show for more years than I care to admit, and when they pull a fast age up like this, it's never just to show a kid growing taller. No, sir, there's always a reason, and this time it looks like big trouble is heading straight for Willow. Now, here's the part that really got my attention. This new teenage scout is going to be living under the same roof as her daddy, Drew Kane, and his wife, Willow. That makes Willow her stepmother. I got to be honest with y'all, I never quite warmed up to Willow the way some folks have. She's always walking around with that sweet smile, playing the perfect devoted wife, but something about it never sat right with me. Turns out my gut was onto something, because word is she's been drugging poor Drew to keep him all foggy and under her control. Can you believe that? Pretending to love and support him while doing something so low down and sneaky behind his back. It just ain't right. I keep thinking about how Scout used to be real close with her little sister. They were thick as thieves, those two. But now with this older, wiser version of Scout coming in, I reckon things are going to get mighty interesting. A little girl might not pick up on the tension or the strange looks, but a sharp-eyed teenager, oh honey, she's going to notice everything. The way Willow talks, the way she acts when she thinks nobody's watching, all those little cracks in her perfect wife act. I can already picture this spunky teenage scout poking around, asking questions that make Willow squirm, and maybe even putting two and two together about what's really been going on with her daddy. Willow's already got more drama on her plate than any one person should have to handle. Between family troubles, secrets, and everything else brewing in Port Charles, the last thing she needs is a strong-willed teenage stepdaughter moving in who might blow her whole game wide open. And let me tell you, if Teenage Scout turns out to be the one who finally calls her out on all that mess, well, I'll be sitting here with my popcorn, cheering the girl on. Family is supposed to mean trust and looking out for each other, not tricking and manipulating the people you're supposed to love. That's one lesson I learned a long time ago raising my own kids. I've seen a lot of storylines come and go on General Hospital, but this one feels extra personal. It reminds me of how real life works sometimes. You think you've got everything figured out, and then the younger generation walks in and sees things clearer than the rest of us. Scout's got that fresh energy, that teenage honesty that don't hold back. She might just be the one to shake Willow's world right off its axis. I'm really looking forward to July, I'll tell you that much. These old eyes have watched this show through weddings, funerals, love triangles, and more twists than a country road, but this Scout storyline has me hooked all over again. It makes you think about loyalty, about what real love looks like, and about how the truth always has a way of coming out, especially when there's a smart young lady watching. So what about you folks? Have you been following all this Willow and Drew mess? Do you think Teenage Scout is going to be the one who finally brings the truth to light? I sure can't wait to see how it all unfolds. These soap operas might be make-believe, but the lessons they teach about family and trust, those feel pretty real to me. Oh man, the more I sit here thinking about this General Hospital storyline, the more I believe that Teenage Scout just might be the one to shake Willow's perfect little world right down to the ground. I keep asking myself, is this girl going to destroy Willow? Not in a mean way, of course, but by seeing through all the lies and bringing the truth out into the open. After all, Willow doesn't even love Drew. She admitted it herself to her old flame, Harrison Chase, that kind-hearted cop we all got to know so well. If she keeps talking too much or letting her guard down, it won't be long before Scout picks up on all the tension and trouble in that marriage. Teenagers have sharp eyes and ears, especially when they're living right there in the same house. They notice the fake smiles, the forced conversations, and those quiet moments when things just don't feel right. I can already imagine it playing out. Scout coming home from school or wherever, walking into a house that looks picture perfect on the outside but feels all wrong on the inside. Maybe she overhears a phone call, catches a strange look between Willow and Drew, or just senses that her daddy isn't really himself these days. And if the rumors are true about Willow drugging him to keep control, well, a smart teenage girl is bound to start wondering why her dad seems so foggy and distant. It breaks my heart just thinking about it because Drew's been through enough already. Part of me wonders if he might even find a way to send some quiet cry for help to his own daughter. A father-daughter bond like that runs deep, and sometimes kids are the only ones who can truly see when their parent needs savin. There's so many ways this could go, depending on what the producers decide to do with Scout. One big question I keep coming back to is whether she'll turn into one of those troubled teenagers who stirs up all kinds of chaos in Port Charles. You know, the type rebellious, always pushing boundaries, causing drama left and right. Both of her parents have always been strong, fiery personalities. Her mama, Sam McCall, was one tough, independent woman with a big heart and even bigger courage. A lot of us longtime fans still miss her dearly and talk about her like she was part of our own family. So I wonder, will the writers make Scout a chip off the old block, full of that same sass, determination, and strength? Or will they surprise us and create someone completely different, maybe a gentle, shy girl who's quiet and sweet-natured? Either way, I think bringing in a teenage version that carries even a little piece of Sam's spirit would make so many fans happy. It would feel like a beautiful way to keep her mama's memory alive through her daughter. I've been watching this show for decades, through all the ups and downs, and I truly believe this new Scout is going to bring a whole lot of fresh energy and surprises to Port Charles this summer. She might start digging into family secrets, standing up for her dad, or even forcing Willow to face the consequences of her actions. It could get messy, it could get emotional, but that's what makes General Hospital so special. It shows us real family struggles wrapped up in all that drama. Family should be about love and trust, not tricks and control. I raised my own kids with that belief, and seeing a young girl step up like that just warms my heart and gets me rooting for her. At the end of the day, I'm really looking forward to seeing how this all unfolds. These soap stories might be make-believe, but they sure do remind us of the importance of honesty, loyalty, and standing up for what's right, especially when it comes to the people we love. It makes me think about my own life and the lessons I've learned over the years. So what do y'all think, folks? Are you glad they've aged Scout up and brought her back as a teenager? Do you believe she'll come in as a firecracker who changes everything, or stay that cheerful, sweet, and obedient girl we remember from before? Will she be the one to finally expose Willow's games? I'd love to hear your thoughts because I know so many of you have been following this show just as long as I have. This summer in Port Charles is shaping up to be one full of twists, turns, and maybe even some well-deserved justice. I can't wait to see what happens next, and I'll be right here in my chair, enjoying every minute of it with y'all.